This is an important unit about the Spanish verb ser and personal pronouns. For this unit, you must know the basics about the verb ser with singular subject pronouns. Now that you know how to build sentences with the verb ser and the singular subject pronouns, it is time to learn the plural subject pronouns and the forms of the verb ser for each one of those pronouns. Let's see them all. We are, nosotros somos, nosotras somos. You are, for informal tone, vosotros sois or vosotras sois. You are, for formal tone, ustedes son. They are, ellos son or ellas son. Let's see some examples with we are. Nosotros somos, nosotras somos. We are Paulo and Marco. Nosotros somos Paulo y Marco. Somos Paulo y Marco. We are boys. Nosotros somos chicos. Somos chicos. We are students. Nosotros somos estudiantes. Somos estudiantes. We are Italian. Nosotros somos italianos. Somos italianos. We are tall. Nosotros somos altos. Somos altos. A couple of comments. As we learned before, it is very common to omit the pronoun. So you can simply say somos chicos instead of nosotros somos chicos. Also notice that the adjectives need to match with the noun, and for that reason they appear now in plural form. Nosotros somos italianos. If the people talking is a group of females, then obviously the elements of the sentence need to be feminine. Let's see some examples. We are Mary and Jane. Nosotras somos Mary y Jane. Somos Mary y Jane. We are girls. Nosotras somos chicas. Somos chicas. We are teachers. Nosotras somos profesoras. Somos profesoras. We are American. Nosotras somos americanas. Somos americanas. We are tall. Nosotras somos altas. Somos altas. As you can see, we use nosotros when the people talking is a group of males, and we use nosotras when the people talking is a group of females. What happens when the people talking is a mixed group of males and females? In that case, as we learned before, we use by default the masculine form, nosotros, although everybody will understand in most contexts that it refers to both male and female. Let's see an example where the people talking is a mixed group of males and females. We are Hans and Claudia. Nosotros somos Hans y Claudia. Somos Hans y Claudia. We are a man and a woman. Nosotros somos un hombre y una mujer. Somos un hombre y una mujer. We are doctors. Nosotros somos doctores. Somos doctores. We are German. Nosotros somos alemanes. Somos alemanes. We are calm. Nosotros somos tranquilos. Somos tranquilos. Notice that in all these examples, since you find a combination of male and female, Spanish uses by default the masculine form. But when the sentence is used in context, everybody will understand it properly. Let's learn now how to say you are. The first thing to note is that in English, we use you are in singular when you're talking to just one person. You are a student. But also in plural when you're talking to more than one person. You are students. In Spanish, there are specific pronouns for the plural. We use vosotros, vosotras for informal situations and ustedes for formal situations when we need to set a formal tone. Let's see some examples with you, are, with informal tone. Vosotros sois, vosotras sois. You are Manuel and Rafael. Vosotros sois Manuel y Rafael. Sois Manuel y Rafael. You are men. Vosotros sois hombres. Sois hombres. You are Spanish. Vosotros sois españoles. Sois españoles. As we said before, it is very common in Spanish to omit the pronoun. Also remember that if you are talking to women, the elements of the sentence have to be feminine. Let's see an example. You are Rosa and Teresa. Vosotras sois Rosa y Teresa. Sois Rosa y Teresa. You are women. Vosotras sois mujeres. Sois mujeres. You are Spanish. Vosotras sois españolas. Sois españolas. Finally, let's see an example where the people we're talking to is a mixed group of males and females. You are Pierre and Elise. Vosotros sois Pierre y Elise. Sois Pierre y Elise. You are a man and a woman. Vosotros sois un hombre y una mujer. Sois un hombre y una mujer. You are French. Vosotros sois franceses. Sois franceses. Notice how we use by default the masculine form when we are dealing with a combination of male and female. Let's see now some examples with you are for formal situations. Ustedes son. The first thing you should note is that in the case of ustedes, we use the same form to address a group of males and a group of females, so it is easier to learn. You are the male doctors. Ustedes son los doctores. Son los doctores. You are American. Ustedes son americanos. Son americanos. Now, we have imagined that the doctors in our example are men. If you are talking to a group of female doctors, the elements of the sentence have to be feminine. You are the female doctors. Ustedes son las doctoras. Son las doctoras. You are American. Ustedes son americanas. Son americanas. Finally, let's see an example where the people we're talking to is a mixed group of males and females. You are the doctors John Smith and Mary Smith. Ustedes son los doctores John Smith y Mary Smith. Son los doctores John Smith y Mary Smith. You are American. Ustedes son americanos. Son americanos. Notice how we use by default the masculine form when we are dealing with a combination of male and female. Also, you need to know that most Spanish-speaking countries are very sensitive towards formality, and they tend to use ustedes in every situation, formal or informal. In fact, vosotros, vosotras is almost exclusively used in Spain. Let's see now some examples with they are. Ellos son, ellas son. They are Ángel and Miguel. Ellos son Ángel y Miguel. Son Ángel y Miguel. They are generous. Ellos son generosos. Son generosos. It is important that you realize that the verb ser can actually appear in a sentence with a subject different than the pronoun. Look at these examples. They are Ángel and Miguel. Ellos son Ángel y Miguel. Son Ángel y Miguel. They are generous. Ellos son generosos. Son generosos. Ángel and Miguel are generous. Ángel y Miguel son generosos. Ángel and Miguel are teachers. Ángel y Miguel son profesores. The teachers are generous. Los profesores son generosos. As you can see, in all these examples, the form of the verb ser that we're using is son. Let's see now some examples when the pronoun refers to females. They are Gemma and Diana. Ellas son Gemma y Diana. Son Gemma y Diana. They are thin. Ellas son delgadas. Son delgadas. Again, the verb ser can actually appear in a sentence with a subject different than the pronoun. Look at these examples. They are Gemma and Diana. Ellas son Gemma y Diana. Son Gemma y Diana. They are thin. Ellas son delgadas. Son delgadas. Gemma and Diana are thin. Gemma y Diana son delgadas. Gemma and Diana are doctors. Gemma y Diana son doctoras. The doctors are thin. Las doctoras son delgadas. Again, in all these examples, the form of the verb ser that we are using is son. Let's see a final example when the pronoun refers to male and female combined. They are Arturo and Silvia. Ellos son Arturo y Silvia. Son Arturo y Silvia. They are lazy. Ellos son perezosos. Son perezosos. Notice how we use by default the masculine form when we are dealing with a combination of male and female. And now let's wrap it up and see the verb ser again with all the plural subject pronouns. We are, nosotros somos, nosotras somos. You are, for informal tone, vosotros sois, vosotras sois. You are, for formal tone, ustedes son. They are, ellos son, ellas son. Next step, practice with the verb ser or study the verb ser in negative sentences. Thank you for watching.